Everybody. Nothing left. All right, sorry about that, guys. I had to let that go for a minute. The violin music, it's my favorite. I love classical music and stuff, but that lady there, Taylor Davis, you like violin music even if you don't, or classical, yeah, like I said, even if you don't. Um, Taylor Davis, check her out on YouTube. She's amazing. Amazing. She's my favorite musician by far in my life ever. Anyways, let's get back to, I guess, or start what this video is actually about. And I guess a little bit more touchy subject, but I'm going to be talking about sobriety today, and kind of my journey and what it means to me. Don't mind the hat and the shirt. I kind of, it just makes me feel good. It's pink, which is one of my favorite colors. Um, Chopper hat, One Piece, favorite anime ever. Love that shit. I'm obsessed. And then we got the Rick and Morty. Amazing, awesome show. And gotta love the pink, right? Matches the hat. So anyway, let's get into it. A lot of this stuff, some people will know that have gone throughout my life journey with me. Some people won't, including my own family members. So even you guys, I guess, the ones that watch this are about to, I guess, learn some things you never did. Might piece some shit together for you, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I guess we'll start when I was about 10 years old. Um, the first time I ever went to a group home, me and my mom just weren't getting along. You know, kind of happens. Things like that. I was a bad kid, I guess. I fought with her a lot. I was a little shit. One of those kids. I was a middle child, so. Um, so I went to a group home for the first time when I was about 10. That's when, for the first time, being kind of on the streets at the time, I was supposed to be at the group home, but I wasn't really staying there most of the time when I was supposed to be. Um, so I was hanging out with a friend and his older brother, only a couple years older than us. He was only about 17, 18 at the time, but he was in the game. He was trapping, he was doing shit like that. It wasn't big down in the area we were in, but small town, but was what it was. So I got introduced to that uh, crack actually for the first time when I was about 10, a little younger actually. Um, Started running as a mule, right? I was a kid. He was smart. I was young. Can't get in trouble. Not really. So they load me up with the backpacks, you know, drugs, shit. And I just bring it from place to place. Bring the bag to one person, bring another bag to another person. Um, I did get in trouble once. I got, that's kind of what helped me, I guess. I got busted. The cops kind of just, I was in a place I shouldn't, in a place I shouldn't have been at the time I shouldn't have been. Cops grabbed me, picked me up. I had a bag full of drugs. Of course, I'm a kid, right? So I didn't know anything. You know, didn't know. Just happened to have it. So they took me, put me obviously back in the group home. Contacted my parents. It was a thing. Obviously, I was a 10-year-old kid withdrawing off drugs and stuff. I went to a hospital for a bit for it, also to help with my diabetes, but wasn't the only reason. It was kept pretty much in the dark from everyone. My mom knew, but it was a taboo thing. So even her, she didn't really talk about it, even with me, even privately. It was kind of just like it never happened. So I was dealing with that kind of all on my own. Nobody really knew. Maybe some adults knew, but not as far as I know. Like I said, it wasn't brought up to me much. It wasn't. There's some people that I knew, like social workers, this, that, right? But So I started dealing with that myself when it was hard. I was a young kid. People didn't understand. I was angry all the time. I was going through a lot, and I didn't know how to deal with it. I didn't really even know what was going on. It was hard enough being a kid, let alone dealing with the side aspects of you know, everything else going on. So I was just looked at as a bad kid, always trouble, even when I wasn't actually doing anything. I was the bad kid at that point, right? So anything happened, anything went wrong, it's on you. You know how it is. So a lot of people out there know how that is. Um, so I grew up trying to, bounce my way in and out of that. Um, Things didn't work out with me and my mom. I kept ended up in group homes, in and out, in and out, in and out, right? So I went to the last group home when I was 14, I believe, 15. Right before my 15th birthday, actually, I was 14. I had my 15th birthday and my 16th there. So I was living there. My mom passed away when I was 16. So, like when I left the group home, I moved out on my own anyways because my mom had already moved to Ontario at that point. I was still living in New Brunswick, different provinces. So, she got sick and she was in Ontario. I was in New Brunswick. She passed away. I went up there for a bit to be around my brother, family, and stuff. Um, then I ended up staying with my sister for a bit. That didn't work out at all. So I ended up back in New Brunswick. I moved back down there. Had a girlfriend that was pregnant at the time, so I went back down there to try to take care of those responsibilities. Um, she ended up having a miscarriage. Um, really close to the time, so that kind of fell apart, and our relationship kind of fell apart after that. Um, Bounced around, tried to stay clean. Didn't really work. You know, I was kind of bouncing from friend's place to friend's place at this point. Down in New Brunswick, at my age, you couldn't get welfare or anything like that because I was in the age of like 16 and 18, so I couldn't get student welfare, and I wasn't an adult, so I couldn't get adult welfare, so I wasn't making any money, so I was just doing what I could on the side, selling drugs, doing odd jobs for people, ripping, my friend and his dad used to, he had kind of a business, I guess. They'd go around and rip copper wires and shit out of washers, dryers, buildings, yeah, anything they could find, right? And then sell it by the weight. So I used to help them with that and get paid to do that, and, just any random shit. Left New Brunswick with a friend and a girlfriend when I was about 19. 18, 19, moved to Niagara Falls, did my last year of high school there, graduated. Thankfully, I was clean at the time. Moved to Oshawa, and this is where things got a little messier in my life. I was trying to do good, but I graduated high school, but had no real skills or anything, no schooling, anything. So I was trying to take care of me and my girlfriend at the time. Wasn't working out. I started selling drugs again. She wasn't happy about that. She left, moved back to New Brunswick. I ended up getting myself in some real shit with some real heavy people I definitely, especially at that age, shouldn't have been dealing with. Ended up in jail a couple times. Went for 18 months at one point, but I was looking at over 5 years with all the charges and some of the shit that I had done. I got caught with a loaded handgun on me in a bank. I wasn't robbing the bank. I was in there for a meeting actually, but shit happened and I had a bank and a gun and I got caught. So, got in a lot of shit there. Went back and forth in and out of jail a couple times, still smoking crack and stuff. Got clean for a bit. Moved to Ajax, Ontario. Again, was just trying to do my thing and get through life. That's when I got introduced to meth. And that was a whole nother change because I thought crack was bad and meth, that was a whole nother level. Um, I'll have another channel or side story where I go into more deeper stories, I guess, and like I got some stories, man. Uh, but anyway, so went down that road for a year or two. Got into some, like I said, sometimes that life, I know it's only a year or two, but the amount of shit you can get into in a short amount of time when you're living that kind of life and doing those kinds of things, it can be 20 years in 3, so uh, I ended up getting clean though. I moved to a whole other city, to a place where I didn't know a single person. Started completely over. Met a girl that didn't ended up working out. Again, other stories, but stopped doing drugs. Started drinking, unfortunately. And that was basically my life. I was clean off drugs, did cocaine a couple times, here and there throughout the years. Haven't done that in 5 years, 6 years. Last time I touched it, and even that was kind of just for a friend. They were selling and they needed some help, so I bought half a gram off them and did it with them, and that was it. Drinking is new. It's been about 7 months since I stopped, and that's every day a 2-6. I've started with vodka. Didn't start at a 2-6, obviously. Started around a Mickey and then, just a few side drinks and stuff. And then graduated throughout the years to a 2-6 a night, straight, just drinking. Sometimes I, make drinks, but normally just straight. Every single night, I think in 10 years, I missed about 12 days, 12 nights. And that's being in the hospital, family occasions, because I would never get drunk and go around my family, or I was actually pretty functional with that. Like I worked the whole time, and no one at my work ever knows. If any of them watch this, it's going to be the first time they even know that I ever even drank. So I was a functioning alcoholic. I'd never go near the family, nieces, nephews, anything with that. I was responsible. I didn't drink till, 9, 10 at night. Everyone else is in bed. Then I start drinking. Drink till 2, 3 in the morning, go to sleep, wake up, go to work, do it all again every day. Decided to quit that about 7 months ago. Just cold turkey. I kept giving myself excuses. I was like, I'm gonna quit. But I know the way I am. I was like, oh, just after this bottle, after this one, after this. But I have an addictive personality, so I knew that wasn't gonna work. So I did what I always do. I cold turkeyed it, just stopped. Thought I was gonna have bad withdrawals. Even my doctor was worried. But nothing. I've been kind of okay. The depression sat in a lot more, but other than that, it's something I've always kind of dealt with. But since then, I've been doing really well. It's actually pushed me to open my eyes about a lot of things in my life and start pushing myself forward and doing better. I got a small business, starting up in the next month or two. So that's a good thing. I've been volunteering and working at a place that helps kittens that are about to, that need homes because they're about to be put down or they're sick or this or that or things like that. Today was actually my first shift. It was really fun. I basically got to sit there and play with kitties all day, feed them, clean their poop, and just sit there and get loving from cats, like 20 different cats all day. It was amazing. So things have been going well for me. Really well, actually, better than they've probably ever been in my life. I have a clear set on my mind in future. I got my TEFLA certificate, so that's teaching English as a foreign language. So I'm starting to do that online, and it was always my plan to move to Japan for a year or two, and I love the culture. I love just everything about it, so I want to spend some time there. So I'm going to teach there and make some money on the side as well while I'm there. So that's basically how it's been. I guess what sobriety means to me. It means freedom. It means, choices. It means options. It means happiness, I guess. Am I really depressed right now? Yeah, sure. But I was depressed when I was drinking, right? I was just covering it up, just not dealing with it. That's kind of what it is, right? It's a crutch. It's a coping mechanism to not have to deal with your problems in real life, especially when you don't know how to. And I guess I never really figured that out. I've never learned to deal with my emotions because I've been fucked up and doped up since I was a child. So even at the age where I should have been learning to deal with my emotions, I was never able to because everything was messed up there, right? So there was nothing working correctly, going the way it was supposed to be doing. I was messed up at the wrong ages, and it just happens, all right? I'm at my ways. I made it. It made me the person I am today, so I can't really regret anything that's really happened to me because I'm pretty happy with the man I became, that I am now. Um, but sobriety also means, like I said, happiness, freedom. I don't like being dependent on anything in my life. I've learned that you can't really depend on anyone except yourself. And even then, people that have lived through these lives know there's times where even yourself, you can't depend on yourself. You can't trust yourself. You can't trust your own choices, right? So um, I don't like being depending on anything. So having to depend on alcohol, depend on drugs, having to have that drink at night or I'm a mess. I hated that. I did not like it. Makes me feel really trapped, really having to bow down. And I don't bow down to anything, anyone, not that I see myself above, but even any person on this world, we're at eye level. So having to bow down to alcohol, drugs, it made me feel weak, really weak. Um, and getting over that, getting clean, getting sober, I feel stronger and more confident now in my life than I ever have been. And I've always been a confident guy, but now this world's going to see. I'm going to take it by storm. I'm going to do everything that I always wanted to do, but never did because I was holding myself back. I'm going to do amazing things in life. Everyone's going to see. Um, I'm going to make my mark on this world. Whether it's through these videos, through YouTube, through cooking, through one of the other means of many things I want to do in my life, I guarantee you everyone's going to know me. So, welcome to the beginning, I guess. Hope you guys enjoyed my video. Just tried to keep it as real as I could. Guess a little bit of a, like I said, somber subject, but it's sobriety. It's a journey. It's not all easy. Same with life, right? It's hard. It's ups and downs, and it's a trip, but it's having determination, willpower, and just wanting to do better for yourself in your life that I feel is going to get you there. And everyone's different. Everyone has a different journey, right? Everyone's path's different. Even everyone's ending point is different. It depends what you want to do in life. You just got to want to have that drive, right? You got to want to do better in your life. It's hard, of course. It's not easy getting sober. It's really hard. It's one of the hardest things. If you're not a sober person or haven't been, it's probably one of the hardest things you'll ever do in your life. But then you got to ask yourself, is getting sober harder than the life you're currently living not sober? Right? It's hard. Both lives are hard, though. Living on the streets is hard. Needing drugs is hard. Giving up everything you have is hard. It's all hard. Right? So, do you want to live the hard life and just keep having nothing and losing everything and feeling down and like crap about yourself? Or do you want to go through a little bit of a hard time and be proud of yourself afterwards? Have a better life and be the person you know that you can be, because that's what drugs and alcohol and addiction stops you from being the best version of you. It makes you the worst version of yourself. You will only find the best version of yourself once you get through that and overcome it. At least that's my personal opinion. Again, nobody has to agree, but I mean, just from personal experience, that's how I feel about it. Anyway, guys, I hope everyone's doing good. Bless everybody, whatever religion, whatever race, whatever you believe in. I hope there's not even hope, there's something looking out there for you. You believe in a higher power of some sort, or if you don't, regardless, just know you're not alone. Even if you don't believe in, like I said, God, Buddha, I'm not sure all the different names of all the gods of the religions, but even if you don't believe in anything, even if you're an atheist or something, know that you're not alone. There's people out there like me, right? You're never alone. I guess the last thing I got to say if anyone is dealing with anything and you ever just even need someone to talk to, hit me up. I have Facebook. You can leave comments on my page here. Facebook, Opossum, at Opossum. Find me under there, or you can look up Chris O'Neill. That's my like personal Facebook, my longest running one. So you can look me up and send me a message. And if you want to talk, I'm always there. You know, everyone needs somebody, right? So, all right, guys. Have a good one. Have a good rest of your night. Have a good evening. I'll talk to some of y'all. Maybe see some of you guys soon. Who knows? Till then, till my next video, I guess. Take it easy. Have a good one. Next video, I have a pretty good idea what I want to do, but if you guys have things you want me to talk about or just want my opinion on or anything like that, like I said, leave a comment, shoot it on Facebook, something like that. Some of you guys have my number. Shoot me a message. Anyway, have a good one, guys. Like, subscribe if you liked what you saw. Even if not, it'll help me out. So have a good rest of your evening, everyone. Good night. I guess I'll part last thing with my saying. And it's Blaze, BLAS. And it stands for Be Like a Season. And what that means is the seasons, they don't fear anything. They're seasons, right? They come, they go, no matter what. It's a cycle, right? They don't fear death. They don't fear life. They don't fear any man. They don't fear any God. They come, they do their thing, they go. They live. And let live. So be like a season. Don't fear anything. Live your life. Have a good one, guys. Cheers.